Railroad tie-ups are an old problem, and Bergen County, New Jersey may have the solution: recycled railroad tracks. Jade Metzler explains.
It's bumper to bumper all the time.
It's terrible, really. It really is.
You can widen a highway only so far, and Bergen County says it's pretty much done all the widening it can do, but had to come up with something to address the congestion that has a chokehold on this part of northern New Jersey, deciding maybe it was time for history to repeat itself. Miles of barely traveled railroad track crisscross Bergen County, track now used by a few freight trains just a couple of times a day. Historian Ruth Van Wagener remembers a time here when everyone rode the rails.
When I was young, when there were trolleys running up Main Street in Hackensack, we used to commute with those.
The county now hopes to resurrect some of those defunct passenger lines. Remember the New York Susquehanna and Western Railway? Its tracks haven't carried commuters since '66, but could again. How about the West Shore line? It ran through Bergenfield, but not since '59. Or the old Northern Branch, nothing but freight cars since '66. Then there's the southern part of the West Shore. No passenger trains since '59, but maybe just the place for trolleys or commuter trains.
It's a project that is relatively quick in implementation. It is relatively cheap in implementation as transportation projects go.
The idea is to have the trains arrive here in Edgewater, where commuters would then take a ferry to New York City, as again they did years ago. Would you use it?
Certainly.
Of course. That'll be easy.
Expect public hearings on the proposal, but many here are confident that by the turn of the century, people will be taking the train again, and on a regular basis. In New Jersey, Jane Metzler, Fox News.
At home, election day is next week, and there's one race that's got everybody puzzled. Guy Molinari. He's already got a powerful office, so why is he running for a job that's a step down the political ladder? Jane Metzler takes a look.
Staten Island Borough President Guy Molinari finds himself in an unusual position. This election, he's the challenger. After 20 years representing Staten Island as an assemblyman, U.S. congressman, and borough president, the 66-year-old Molinari wants to unseat the 12-year incumbent DA, Bill Murphy. A lot of people say it doesn't make sense. It's a step down, a borough president running for district attorney. Then again, Guy Molinari is one politician who has always marched to a different drummer. Others see something almost sinister in it all. A group of about 20 former prosecutors and law enforcement officials braved a lunchtime drizzle to voice their support for Murphy and concern about Molinari's motives.
But I'm awful suspicious that he may be bringing politics into the DA's office.
The single worst thing, the worst thing that can happen in criminal justice is to have someone who's playing politics.
DA Murphy says his opponent can't stand seeing an office he doesn't control.
Pure partisan politics. He couldn't get anybody to run against me. He couldn't see the last island-wide seat held by a Democrat.
Molinari says his motives are pure. He wants the job because he's concerned about crime, not because the borough president's job has become largely ceremonial or because he wants to expand his influence.
I would stay as borough president if Murphy was doing the job. I love my job, but the district attorney is not functioning.
Staten Island supporters say this guy can do anything.
If he can make a difference, hey, he's got my vote.
Would you rather have him as borough president or DA? I mean, if you...
I'd rather have him as both.
Molinari can't be both DA and borough president, but regardless of what happens next Tuesday, he'll still have a job. On Staten Island, Jane Metzler, Fox News.
If Molinari wins the DA's race, the deputy borough president will take over his old job until a special election.